Game on, everybody! Welcome back, and well, bit information also for everybody that is currently watching this on YouTube, since this is the first video that I uploaded in a couple of days. Now, I was sick for a few days and I had a couple of games still prepared that I could upload in the meantime, but unfortunately my throat was probably hit the hardest, so I couldn't cast for a while. And everybody that is watching this on YouTube right now and thinks to himself like, oh my god, did Khaldor get into a fight again? Yeah, Khaldor got into a fight again. Someone claimed that Brightwing is the best support in the game and I just had to beat the shit out of them. You should see the other two guys. No, jokes aside, like, I actually crashed with the bike and my helmet is fine. I was also a little bit worried that I would have to buy a new helmet or something like this, but I can reassure everybody, the helmet doesn't have a single scratch. My face cushioned the entire fall, so the helmet is fine. Yeah, my face cushioned the blow a little bit. Outside of that, I'm okay. The bike's okay, I'm okay, but yeah, having a bit of a shitty month here right now, because that's the second crash now. First one wasn't really my fault, this one was a little bit weird too, but whatever, it happens, shit happens. And then also like sick for a week, not my month. Either way, we're back with the HeroesHype Premier Series, and this is of course another tournament. We're in the round of 8 now. And with this, we're having immediately a couple of bans on the side of Nothing Changed against Feel the Heat that are a bit more unorthodox. I mean, we're looking at Battlefield of Eternity, and against Kieva in particular, one of the first things that happens is Simuro gets banned out. Doesn't really come too much as a shock, honestly. So far, Feel the Heat has played a lot around Simuro, and Kieva is pretty annoying with that hero. So they're making sure that they are immediately getting rid of that. On the other hand, of course, with the newly found priority that Nothing Changed has on Chromie, she gets banned out. And Tracer, since DAB is playing here, is also eliminated right away. So with the Liming first pick, we're going to see quite a bit of reset attempts again. A couple of heroes that we would probably also see in this game, if not banned out. Bala might make an appearance here. She's incredibly powerful just in general after Blizzard buffed her 1 or 2 patches ago. And on Battlefield of Eternity with a good arrow build you can get quite a bit of value too. Now with that said, they start things off with Malfurion and Hanzo here first of all. Malfurion in particular has actually started to just shoot up towards the top of the supports in Europe once again. I mean, the hero obviously for zoning attempts is still fantastic. The edited mana isn't really hurting his case either. And there's that Vala that we've been talking about. Whereas Link goes back to the roots and plays Rhaegar. Now, for everybody that is interested in a little bit in his history, before he made it into HGC, Link was for a long time pretty much a Rhaegar one-trick and an absolute Rhaegar god, I might add. And then started to branch out and really increase his hero pool, and that's when he started to make that jump into HGC finally. So now he's back to the roots again, playing one of his former favorites. Chen still banned, the same goes for ETC, both of them eliminated here. And again, this is a round of 8 match that we have between the two teams. It is also a best of 3. And what are we going to see from Feel the Heat? A team that definitely starts to make a bit of a name for themselves. They obviously just formed for the season here, just recently. Well, recently. It's like how many, 6 weeks back or something along those lines. But with Ontario now, they have the Sanctification. Could go Greymane, for example. Greymane is still up and quite good on Battlefield of Eternity too. If you have a Sanctification and the shields coming in, then Greymane can do a lot here as well. Rexa gets picked on the offlane before that happens though, but since we already have 2 damage dealers on the side of Nothing Changed, the chances are very, very small that they're gonna add a 3rd one. That's a more plastic league. Triple damage backline is something that you don't really see all that often from teams that know what they're doing. Pretty much never see it, like there's 1 game in 1,000 maybe where that happens. So there's our second melee now at the front. We're going to have Blaze in play together with Garrosh. And Billy on Garrosh is going to be interesting. But what's the last pick? What are we going to get for Kieva? Is it going to be the Greymane pick? Are we going to see that? Are they going to try and focus on the objective a little bit more? With Tyrael, that might not be a bad hero for them to pick. But there's obviously a few others they can still hone in too. Especially since we have still a few mages around that they could also pick as we're heading into game number 1 of the series. Yeah. And it's Nova! What? Okay, I want to see if that hero actually makes it into the game or if that's going to be a swap, but I would love a Nova here. And at this point, are we going to see Judgment together with the Precision Striker Nova, like old school, beta, alpha style? Alright guys, we're going to find out right now. We're heading into Battlefield of Eternity. Nothing changed in game number 1 against Feel the Heat. Game number 1, Battlefield of Eternity, ladies and gentlemen. And as we have player killer number 1 on the red team side, let's introduce the blue team first. Nothing changed with Portiboss on Blaze, Blake Kidney on Liming. We have DAB on Vala, Linked on Rhaegar, and Sport Billy subbing in today here. Mopsio not playing on Garrosh. And on the right side of the map, Feel the Heat with Toulouse on Rexa, Wit on Tyrael, and Kieva is actually playing Nova. Extra Malfurion and Kolios on Hanzo. Honestly, this is the first Nova game in years on a halfway competitive level that we are seeing here, so this is going to be fun for sure. So let's see how this is going to work out for them. In terms of builds, Nova starts things off with a long shot here for the pinning shot. We're having also an arrow build for Vala. And this particular pick makes me really curious to see what happens around level 10, because in the old days what you would see is Judgment on Tyrael, and the stun would be used to set up a quick kill with a precision strike against the target. Now obviously you have on the other side Rhaegar, who with a cleanse can definitely ruin your day. But talking about ruining people's day, Pokeballs at the top was already attacked as Nova is trying to make a little bit of a play there. Nova is obviously going to attempt to roam a bit throughout the entire game and try to get the kills in, but it's not going to be really easy for them. So either way, with that we're now having Nova roaming around. Kieva, now that he can't get his Samuro, is going up straight into another hero that could have come straight out of a Plastic League draft. But maybe they're gonna make this work here. Not if he eats that damage though. That's one of the bigger problems. Yeah, still lacking a little bit on the wave clear, but they get the kill! Yep, there we have it. Kill against Malfurion from Nothing Changed. Nicely done by them. Kolios survives here on Hanzo, but they're obviously going to look to see if they can maybe get a counter kill. Feel the Heat is currently feeling the heat themselves, which we've already seen a little bit. Billy's already moving in from the side, but he's a little bit too slow to make anything happen here against Kieva. Yeah, level 10 abilities are going to be crucial, but I'm a bit afraid because what Nothing Changed has here in terms of their damage lineup is pretty intimidating. You not only have Vala, which is just fantastic after Blizzard changed her and increased the hit point pool a little bit. On top of that, you have also the reset mechanics of Kidney's Liming, which are fantastic in that setup. Talking Liming, she's in trouble for just a moment as we had the rotation coming in from the top, but no kill has just landed yet. So both the teams, a bit aggressive in the early game, looking for some setups here. But with at the same moment, we're currently having still level 4 not on board just yet. And that's when especially Vala is of course going to attempt to start her stacking. Monster Hunter is going to help you against the Immortal and against the camps, but at the same time you want to have the stacks ready. Also with level 4, Dominance again for Liming. So it's going to try and play around that. Going to try and be a little bit more aggressive in those fights to ensure that she's going to get some hit points back and can self-sustain herself together with Linked. Rexa actually going down at the top, and things are starting to become a little bit dicey here for Feel the Heat early on in the game. 2 kills against them, now especially an off-lane kill too. For Nova we're having the rapid projection right here, so a bit of a cooldown reduction, which is going to help her to also scout out a bit more regularly when we have those standoffs. And we're having both of the teams now with the camps taken, but we also have the additional Khazra camp just claimed at the top. And that's pretty helpful against the Shamans that were obviously summoned from the red team. First objective is on the map though. And with that, we're having the first attacks also coming in. Kieva still looking for a couple of hits here. Also with the precision strike, needs to of course try and play around the precision sniper a little bit as well on his baseline. So he's currently trying to get that off. It's reset to 0 right now. But there's no level 7 around for either one of the teams. But if you look at experience, you can actually already tell that there is a pretty significant lead for Nothing Changed. And they have also reduced the HP of the opponent's Immortal to nearly 50%. So their game is currently looking pretty solid. Nova getting attacked again. A little bit of sniper action. Billy wants to go for Malfurion. Doesn't get him. Turns around to Nova, but already moving out of harm's way. And there's the halftime show. Halftime show accomplished by Nothing Changed pretty quickly, and that spells trouble for Feel the Heat. No stacks yet for Vala, but so far we're seeing DAB mainly focusing on the Immortal, so that's not a problem. Hanzo is currently trying to use a serrated arrow build in order to get at least a little bit of damage done against the Immortal on the other side, and he's getting a fair amount. I mean, especially the serrated arrows here are just fantastic, so that's working for him. But is he really going to be able to win them, the Immortal? I don't really think so. Linked is a little bit far out though, but is able to move back just in time as the fight continues. There's the level 7, that's a repeating arrow for Vala. Bit of a throw, but we're actually seeing the Immortal claimed by Nothing Changed. Not as big of an Immortal as you might have thought though. And also, Calamity obviously coming through on level 7. Taloof gets safe for now. Billy, a little bit fouled here and actually walking straight into them, but I mean, he's Garrosh. And he's gonna die anyways. Nicely done. Nova with a kill right there. Right between the eyes. Oh yeah. Ghosts ready. And with that, we're having the kill for them. And with the frontliner now taken out. That's actually pretty awesome. That's exactly what they needed to stop this push a little more. Ghost reporting, baby. With the anti-armor shells now. Big dive, by the way, at the bottom in order to kill Rexa, as the rest of the team is defending the top side. X-Ray needs to be careful that he doesn't move in too far. There's a couple of stacks for Vala, that helps DAB. But the top at least has been defended. And that's actually quite important here. So with this, that works nicely for them. 1 stack acquired now on the baseline for Nova, so that helps. 7 stacks for Vala. And Li Ming going down too as Nova gets the second kill. Damn, son. Yeah, low hit point pool, and Nova is moving straight in for the kill there. So now we're having actually 2 stacks already on the baseline. So as long as you get that up, it makes her pretty dangerous, but it's pretty easy to lose those stacks. So you have to be careful. Throw forward, actually on linked. And there comes the flip against Wit. A little bit more damage from Kieva. Down goes Tyrael though. Tyrael down, and oh my god, the explosion nearly took down DAB. Scatter arrows can't connect with her, so there's no kill, but it's 4 against 2. A half a level lead that we're seeing for nothing changed. And they have the structural advantage, of course, since they were able to take down the opponent's fort at the bottom of the map. Yeah, but things are actually not too bad. Let's have a look at the damage output. 14,000 for Nova. Player killer number 1 is currently sitting at a pretty significant damage output. Nearly on the same, well, basically on the same level that Vala is. So yeah, 0 deaths against him so far too. But as I said in the draft, and as I also mentioned at the beginning of the game, the one thing that I'm looking forward to the most is actually what happens at level 10. Level 10 abilities for them could be insane. They could honestly be insane. Now they obviously don't have to go for it, you can still play Sanctification here. But with that setup, there is the possibility of judgment, and the possibility alone is something that already makes me a little bit giddy. But level 10 is in for nothing changed. A lot quicker than what we are seeing here for Feel the Heat, which means that traditionally you're going to get a huge lead on the Immortal. And now that we're also seeing more and more stacks for DAB on the level 4 ability, that obviously comes in quite handy as well. Now there's the halftime show already won. And they still need experience, yeah? They're not looking too good here. Taloof is already falling back since he's a bit afraid that rotation might be coming his way to hit him. Level 10 abilities are nearly ready. Kieva barely making it out though, as he was attacked here too, as he's starting to sneak his way in. Sanctification, precision strike. There's the arrow. But no follow-up from Kieva. Kieva moves in. Nicely done here with not only the bunker but also the ancestral. So that definitely helped, but they're still fighting for this. Strafe already coming out. At the same time, they're fighting again as we're having Malfurion commit to his own ult and getting the tranquility through. But they're pushing them back. Nothing changed, gets pushed back here, and now we're still having the ult ready for Nova. Might at some point actually decide to drop it onto the bot lane here if the keep is attacked at any moment, but it doesn't really seem that way just yet. Sport Billy is eating a lot of damage from Hanzo again, but the fight is a bit of a stalemate. So down here they need to be a little bit careful. There's a catapult too. Here comes the attack against Billy, and Billy is actually suffering. Billy is suffering a lot here, but we still haven't seen an ult from Nova. Hasn't still gone for it. Where's the Sanctification when you need it? It's a little bit too late. Got interrupted, actually. And in this case, the precision strike didn't connect either. Malfurion is down, so is the Bear. And they're trying to go for Kieva. His stacks have already been reset, and there's the kill against Nova. Nova down. Bot lane is getting defended finally, as we're seeing Rexa moving in. But the Immortal is won by the blue team. And Wit is still on the run. He's looking for an out, but he's at the end of his wits at this point. And he dies too, but can still proxy the wave here. It's the only thing they can get out of this, let's be honest about it. So yeah, good fight again from Nothing Changed. They did well here. They did actually really well with this one. We're now having 23,000 for Nova and for Vala. Kill count is obviously a little bit different on the two here. But let's see. A full rotation towards the top to at least defend the keep. That's all that you can hope for here. Good setup against Garrosh though, and that's a kill. Garrosh down. Billy a little bit too aggressive, didn't see the flank coming, and how could he? So this is exactly what Feel the Heat needed to maybe defend again, and they're going for Vala, and they're getting the kill actually. Nicely done by them. Yeah, kills keep coming, and now Blaze is isolated a little bit, is trying to buy them a little bit more time. Wit is already moving away, and Boss is just saying, I'm gonna die anyways, I might at least do a bit of damage here for my team and see what I can do with that. So now they're gonna get the Blaze kill. That's even a staggered one. They delay that slightly, and down here we're seeing more damage against Linked. Can they get the kill? I don't really think so. I mean, Keva was looking to set another shot up with Nova, who's sitting at 3 stacks on the baseline now. But couldn't quite make him. Ooh, misses the precision strike. Sorry, misses the snipe, and therefore is reset to 0 again. But Billy is still eating a lot of damage. There's the precision strike again, cutting his path of retreat off. The Ancestral came through though. 18 stacks for Vala, 2 arrows away from getting the quest reward. And they have the earlier level 13. But despite the fact that 2 forts were eliminated by Nothing Changed, Feel the Heat is pretty close in experience. Very close. It's a structural advantage from Nothing Changed that is the biggest problem here, to be honest. So now we have 13 and 13. And for Nova, that actually means, well, what we're going to get here. Sword of Justice, first of all, is taken. And Nova is going into the Psionic Efficiency. Gets the additional range, and also the stacks. They're trying to set this up to the top. 3 stacks by now. Damage increase for her. Here comes the Indomitable on Sport Billy as he's trying to go for Wit again, but not this time. And this is a 13 versus 13 fight now. Arrow comes through, but not comboed off with anything, but it must just be enough. Billy gets into the bunker. The quest completed for Vala. Billy is trying to get away here, but we're already having, well, Tyrael moving in. He's down. Tries to get the kill or a little bit of damage, but it's the end of Malfurion too. Taluf is attacked as well, and especially the resets that are coming from Li Ming here are just a problem. And here it is. They're coming in with a Calamity. Chikaboom, Chikawawa. Oh, the snipe! Ah, the counter kill with the arrow. Nice arrow setup here. And with that, we're now having 11 kills against 7. But what a slaughter in that last battle. But of course the Immortal is still open and up on the map, and with Vala still being around with plenty of mana, he should have an easy time forcing at least a halftime show before Vala has to back. Has the strafe back ready too. But damn son, what a fight again. 35,000 damage from Nova, 33,000 from Vala. Big difference between the two is of course the siege damage if you look at it. That's a pretty significant difference considering the map here. But yeah, absolutely insane. So with this, another halftime show won by the blue team, which is getting closer and closer to level 16 now. Which obviously would mean that they have a shot at the next talent and a big advantage for the potential upcoming fight. And Feel the Heat in an ideal world would rely on an Hanzo arrow in order to force a battle quickly. But can they really pull that off? That's the question. If they can force a quick fight, get a quick kill, that's all that they really need. Maybe against Billy. Might be able to put it. The arrow misses completely. And that's bad news. He has the jet propulsion. X-Ray is getting attacked too. They're trying to save him here, and they are actually able to make that happen. Sanctification is even getting used as well. That might have been a little bit of an overkill. The problem is that time is working in Nothing Changed's favor. Now the quest is completed for Rexa, which gives additional armor to him and Misha. But the Immortal is falling. And that one is a big one. 13 minutes in, they are starting to hurt. They lost 2 forts already. With this one, they would likely lose the keep too. And that is a problem. That's a big problem at that. Stacks 11 now for Malfurion. There's the level 16. With that, we're now also seeing the Earthgrass Totem. And we're having Mirror Ball. And that Immortal is just way too low. The hits keep coming from Blakidney. The AB is getting close as well to get more arrows in, and so far the play is working. It's working really, really well for them. Blaze comes through to light up the fire, and that is pretty much 100% Immortal now in the hands of Nothing Changed. And they are going to look for that keep at the top lane. And if you just look at that wall, the entire front is already taken out, so there's not really a lot of defense that's going on there. This is potentially a play for game, especially since level 16 isn't ready yet for Feel the Heat. This is game 1 of the best of 3 series, but it is starting to get pretty insane. Right now, Billy and DAB at the front are already looking for a little bit more poke. I mean, Billy is looking for the throw, DAB is looking for a good arrow setup that can chunk someone down a little bit. Frost Shot for more control. Gets that done. That actually helps against Misha, obviously, too, but Jesus, like, they are just zoning them out with a strafe right now, so that keep is a goner for sure. Nova now with a lethal decoy. Billy a bit in trouble. Arrow comes through. Ancestral also connected. Sanctification on the ground. Bunker is there when it has to be. Misha is dead, and another frost shot slows them down as the rest of the team is looking for the kills. Liming looking for the resets here. Kierva is low and on the run, and that should be a kill. Gets a stun through 2. The Immortal is already on the core, and that's the end of the shields. That's the end of the game as Nova is down. So are the hopes of Feel the Heat to prolong this a little bit more. Rhaegar dies, but I don't think they can hold the core here. The Immortal is taken out though, and actually Liming falls. Rexa is also dead, but they might have a chance here after all. Billy is looking for the damage again. DAB is getting zoned out by Wit, and that's exactly what he needs to do. And guys, they're gonna hold this. They're actually gonna hold this. They are going to hold this. Billy gets another kill. Oh, and Ponybos is gonna end the game, isn't he? No, he's not. 3%. 3% on the core. Oh, I mean, at this point, you can pretty much backdoor whenever, but holy hell. That is a bit insane what we're currently having here. Nicely done. That was a pretty decent defense there. Yeah, they were a little bit low, and with Rhaegar falling, there was no sustain any longer. If they had Tyrael on their side, the explosion would have taken the core down. But yeah, 3%, 14 kills against 12, 18 versus 18. But again, with 3%, all that you have to do is get on the core and it is over. So that means they have to control the top lane now. They have to control the top lane because this is the lane that's going to push the hardest. And you need to make sure that nobody's moving in without you seeing them. Nice steal at the camp down here, by the way. Yeah, with them having vision on 2 heroes topside, they just invaded at the bottom of the map, even though not everybody was back. But if they control vision and can ensure that nobody is going for the backdoor, then they have a chance here. It always sounds easy. You just have to backdoor. You just have to attack the core. You have to get there. And on a high-level game, teams will play around vision and make sure that they know where you are and cut that path off. That's exactly what they're doing here. They want to get the kill too. Kolios has to jump out and does. Ancestral is out, so is the Tranquility. Obviously, Feel the Heat has to win the maps right now. They have to win the objective, and they have to also win every single fight. If they lose a couple of heroes here, then that would be a disaster for them. Yeah, X-Ray actually survives through all of this, and Blaze goes down. That's the first step. That's the first step right here. That was actually really well done by them. Kolios is already on the point. They're trying to control a bit of the vision, looking at the bot lane, where they have to take, obviously, the camps down. 15 kills now against 13. We're having 20, not ready for the 2 of them yet. Yeah, but there's a slight rotation towards the top. There's a lot of bases to cover now for Feel the Heat. They just can't simply move in and attack anything, because they know if the opponent makes it to the core, the game's over. So they really need to play around vision a little bit. And Garrosh is already starting to move to the side here. And the rest of the team will soon start to hit those Hearthstones. Yep, sitting at an angle. Not really a phase check just yet, but they know where they are. Okay, there's a couple of hits coming in. Malfurion gets thrown, gets taunted, and that's a kill. Malfurion is down. Can they get the counter kill against Billy? Can they get the counter kill? They kind of need it right now. There's the arrow, and the arrow connects with only one. But DAB is isolated and gets wrecked too. Was trying to come in from the side here. Nearly level 20 now. Objective still up on the map. Level 20 abilities are going to come into play very, very soon here. And a little bit quicker actually for Feel the Heat. But their Immortal is losing hit points, and it's losing hit points quickly. Very, very quickly. So here come again the hits. Nice setup. 2 jumping away, and the decoy gets thrown instead of the real hero. And there's the 20. Once again, Nova with a rewind right now. Ancestral comes through, and Kolios with 20 HP gets away for a moment, but Rhaegar with a big bite takes him down. Fortified bunker. The fight turning against Feel the Heat as we're seeing nothing changed. Eager to finish this. A quick feint death from Rexa. Sanctification on the ground here, and they're trying to escape, and so far they're pulling it off. But they still have to make sure that they're not losing the objective. They cannot lose the objective. They cannot lose anything anymore here, and they already lost the halftime show. Repulsion is in terms of 20s. We're now having the Lunar Shower as well, the Bullseye too. Feel the Heat is holding on to that game as much as they can, but things are not looking good. Nothing changed, has an open access to all of this. Trying for X-Ray again, they can't get the kill though. The start against Link. Link goes down and they save Rexa for another moment as Vala drops the strafe. Arrow gets also dodged. They might still get the kill against Rexa, and they do, but they suffered a lot of damage throughout all of this. The problem is the core. Triple catapult, this is game. If they can stop the town portals, this is pretty much game. And at this point, not even that might help them. Shot after shot getting fired, the shields are falling, and Hanzo is taking the catapults down. But it opens up an opportunity for the blue team to go in straight for that hit again. Arrow not connecting. Wit in trouble. No ult on him either. Blaze gets taken down by Broccoli. Oh, Broccoli with a kill, making it happen right now, and more attacks are coming through as we see DAB in trouble again, and he barely gets out. Repulsion, Blink Kidney, you gotta be kidding me. They all survive for another moment, but Sport Billy has taken the Immortal. Billy has taken the Immortal here. Now we're having, of course, another, well, potential kill against him. But the Immortal is at the bottom of the map. And how do you actually defeat this right now? You have to defeat the Immortal before it even reaches the core. I mean, that Immortal is just going to cough at the core, and the core is going to go down. They have to take this one first, and that's the first thing they do. Nova has fallen in the meantime. There's even more attacks happening. Malfurion and Rex are the only two to try and defend the Immortal here. But it has insane shields, and this is going to end the game. We're 21 minutes in. Game number 1. They're trying to do what they can, but obviously this is going to be it. The shields are getting chunked down here. The rest of the team is there as well. And this is going to be finally the end of the road here for Feel the Heat in game number 1. Blake Kidney is about to go down 2, wants to bounce off the core another time, but there it is. GG, and nothing changed. Takes the lead in this series. Game number 2. First one was pretty exciting, I gotta say. Nothing changed with the near victory as they were defeated at the core with 3%, and Feel the Heat made it exciting for a little bit more, but the team fight still went to their opponent and they took it. So yeah, it was actually a pretty nice first one. So let's go into game number 2 and see what we're gonna have there. By the way, as I found out during the break, Mopsio is actually out of the team. So Mopsio is not playing with Nothing Changed anymore. I'm not 100% certain if Billy is going to take a permanent position for the rest of the season now for them, but obviously in the tournament series here, you can sub players in and out of your team, so that's not a problem. We've seen that in the past quite a lot from other teams as well. It's actually pretty normal that sometimes a player can't make it for a specific tournament day and then someone else gets subbed in or out, so we'll have a look at that. With this now, we're having the ban against Tracer again, and the ban against Samuro. I went over this in the first draft, but this is pretty much just target bans against specific players on the other team. Against particularly Nothing Changed, Tracer is a very frequent ban since DAB is fantastic on that particular hero, but also Samuro gets eliminated because Kira likes to play him, and going up against Samuro game is actually pretty annoying, so it's one of those things. Garrosh, the respect ban, as we're heading into Towers of Doom against Sport Billy. Don't want to deal with that anymore. In comes Chen, as he's getting picked here. And let's see what else we're gonna get. We're having, in terms of first picks, I mean, Feel the Heat is always a little bit weird. Like, I honestly don't know what they're going to go for, but they usually like to play around macro heroes quite a bit. I mean, Samuro ban indicates it to an extent already, but I wouldn't be surprised to see either Dehaka or Falstead on their end eventually. Something along those lines. But yeah, Malfurion again. Talked about this a bit in the previous game. Malfurion has made his way all the way up to the top of the healer food chain once more. Definitely the most preferred healer now. Tyrande is still pretty powerful, but again, shifting the talents from level 7 to level 16 with the Celestial Attunement obviously made it a bit harder in the early game to be efficient against stun compositions, for example. There's other changes as well. And here we have our Rhaegar again. And with that also Li Ming coming through. Yeah, so with Li Ming, the resets again, what they're going to be looking at. With Towers of Doom now, the next 2 picks. We still have pretty much all of the damage open here. You could go into a Vala composition yourself now if Feel the Heat really wanted, which might not be a bad choice, but Hanzo is open too. So we've seen a lot of the Hanzo picks for them in the past, and if they prefer that over Vala, they could pull it off. Double support Vala would still also work. Ooh, frontline immediately. Okay, fair enough. Kieva and Wit lock down Blaze and Johanna. And Kieva on Blaze always makes me a little bit suspicious, because that's one of those moments where I'm like, are they going to swap that over and just lock that in, or is Kieva actually going to play Blaze right now? Because both is definitely possible. So, yeah, there's the ban against Vala. Seems like at least nothing changed. Doesn't have any inclination to take Vala as the damage dealer. Maybe they're the ones going to make a play for Hanzo now, that he hasn't been taken yet. Feel the Heat could still ban that out, obviously. And they ban ETC again. So, frontline bans, also eliminating another option for Sport Billy, who could still go into an easy Muradin if you wanted to. Diablo is open as well. There's obviously still the variation where you go into Mal'Ganis, which has been played a little bit more, especially from Granite Gaming, but other teams have followed. But as we're talking about the tank, there's a good chance that we're actually going to get a look at him right now. Yeah, there's the Mal'Ganis option. And there is Hanzo. That's a little bit expected after the Vala ban. If you ban Vala, you kind of opt for Hanzo in the setup, or vice versa. If they would have tried to go for Vala, I'm pretty sure we would have seen that Hanzo ban appear there on the damage side. But as we're talking damage, we still need something. So is Falstad actually going to be played? Are they going to go for a global? Are they just going to let that slide and go into a different setup? You want auto attacks, they can go into Jimmy. But if Phoenix is open, we've seen both of the heroes, and it's Nova again. Nova and Chromie. Alright. I'm not going to say no. Nova, Nova, Nova. Ghost reporting, baby. Let's go again. At least they're trying. They were a lot closer in the last game to putting a dent into nothing changed than I expected, considering their picks. That they combo that off with an additional mage on the other hand. That's a lot of burst, and they definitely need lockdown for that. And they have it with Johanna, Blaze, and Malfurion. Last pick, Dehaka. A little bit of global action that we're seeing right now. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 2, Towers of Doom in the best of 3 series at the HeroesHype tournament. Game number 2, and we are on Towers of Doom. Boss on Dehaka, DAB on Hanzo, Blikidney is playing Li Ming again, and Sport Billy on Mal'Ganis this time. Link is playing Rhaegar, and over to the right side of the map we are seeing Feel the Heat with Toulouf on Blaze. Obviously, Kieva is playing Nova again. Ghost reporting, baby. Wit on Johanna, Extra and Malfurion, and Kolios on Chromie. Alright, the little sandwich is there again. I immediately am getting hungry. I could do with a sandwich right now. And, well, for now we're actually seeing on level 1 again. Long shot, and once again the first time. Alrighty, let's get this party started. Are we gonna see a bit of a comeback from Feel the Heat, or is this gonna be the 2-0 victory for nothing changed? Nova, there's only 2 ways how this can go. 0% win ratio, or are we going to get them with at least 50? Kieva is always good for some unorthodox picks. I mean, again, he usually goes into Samuro, which has been banned out pretty reliably against them. But he is known to put a couple of these picks out there that are definitely not in the normal box of tools that we're seeing from the higher level teams. So with now also Chromie being played, there's a lot of burst damage that they have. And we are still waiting a bit on what's going to happen around level 10. If we're going to see the precision strike once more, which could follow up at this. But let's see. At the top side, Boss going up against Kieva right now. Nice dodge on the jet propulsion. Good drag. And Kieva eats a lot of damage, but is able to move out of harm's way. Got a lot of damage in the last game. The problem, obviously, that you have with Nova is, well, there's no real escape tool that you have. You have some problem getting wave clear out there, unless you're just using Precision Strike to clear out minion waves, which we normally don't see. And a lot of that. Nice move, by the way, slowing down the wave a little bit so that the minions would attack the ranged minions immediately and not just go for the bulky ones at the front. So a pretty cool move from Blaze, just making sure that he has an easier time pushing this lane out. Level 4 now with the chronic conditions right there, but the camp gets stolen away. Nothing changed, moved in, and they took it. And Nova is exactly where she doesn't want to be, in the mid lane where she can't actually get her wave clear into play. Her non-existent wave clear. This is one of the problems. Like, every single time you have a Nova on your team, you pretty much have to create space for Nova on the map, or she is going to be absolutely useless if you park her on a lane because she has to soak the experience. Wit nearly falling here. I mean, Jojo barely got out, but she got out. And again, the rapid projection for the cooldown reduction here on Nova. Now, with that said, we're also having the level 4 abilities ready for the opponent's team, and that gives us dominance again. Also, the healing ward, which is of course fantastic for Rhaegar. In good positions around those altars, he can do a lot with that. And talking altars, there they are. Triple altar, baby. And what we actually should see in this game is again precision strike, because you can also use a precision strike to simply force an interrupt on an altar on the other side of the map, which is pretty handy if you're playing around this. With that, now again, we're having nothing channeled yet, another 11 seconds, and we're going for it. No kills yet either. Player killer number 1 is looking for the damage again. And Kieva is going to get an interrupt over here for sure. Which means that they're fighting currently for the third one. Alright, up at the top. There's a long shot. 1 stack acquired. Yeah, Blaze is ready. Can help out there a little bit. Still Nova dancing around this. And at the bottom of the map, they're pretty much doing the same thing. Blaze is collecting some experience. Wit, on the other hand, very isolated. Goes for the shield and is able to move out. And topside, Dehaka and Nova still fighting it out there. But Dehaka is not going to get access to that anytime soon. The question is, can Blake Kidney get the channel through? And the answer is no. Toulouse sits there and says, not happening on my watch, baby. I'm going to deal with that. And in the meantime, we're just seeing poke after poke after poke from Kieva, who just doesn't really care here and just says like, alright, we can play this game all day long. But Link gets the channel through, and that should now finally guarantee nothing change. 2 altars as they're sending another one topside, and that's exactly what happens here. But more stacks are coming in now for Kolios. The longer these fights, these skirmishes last, the better for Gnomi. Little sandwich here is already on 25, so that's okay. Up towards the mid lane. 0 kills, by the way. Kieva is still sitting tight. Has at this point, again, the anti-armor shells right here. And they're going into the battle. Good attack against Sport Billy. And Billy is really low and barely gets out. Using the Fell Claws for a bit more mobility, but gets just shredded by the Sand Gnome. So yeah, Wit might fall eventually as well. First of all, Hanzo's getting eliminated. Link nearly dies. And with 2 kills under their belt, Feel the Heat is actually doing some work here. They lose out on the camp, but I'm pretty sure they're quite happy with what they got here. Taking 2 heroes down is not bad at all. So now we're having, again, another camp about to be taken. They're trying at the right side, and there's also now the level 10 ability. And that is an interesting combo now. Now, I still expect that we're going to see the temporal loop here, which is exactly the case. And if you actually combo a temporal loop with a precision strike, there is some interesting scenarios you can go for, yeah. Yeah, jet propulsion not connecting is definitely not helping the cause of nothing changed here. Sorry, of Feel the Heat, as they're looking for additional kill. Single altar now on the map appearing. Level 10 is still too far away outside of Gnomi. Up to the top. Kieva. Whoa! Get wrecked. Yeah, you're not the only one that can shoot straight, my friend. DAB turns around, looks at Nova and says, you kidding me, right? And just goes straight in for the kill. So, yep, Kieva gets a little bit murdered there. Slightly too optimistic in his pursuit of that kill. Another interrupt here. And there's the temporal loop, but the sleep against the Chromester. And that's a full cooldown that we're talking about right now. With that also, X-Ray is in trouble and goes down. Shots are still fired, and Kolios is actually about to complete his quest here. Kolios is only 2 stacks away from getting the second image, but that's a dead gnome. Apparently Mal'Ganis was hungry. He wanted to go for a sandwich, and he got a sandwich. So with that, we're now having also a potential kill against Sport Billy, but Blake Kidney goes in and says, Calamity, boys! And gets an insta-kill there. Ancestral keeping Polity boss alive, and Jesus. Another quick kill from Hanzo as he comes in straight with the arrow just as they hit level 10 and gets another kill. What was a 2-0 setup turned into 5 kills against 2 in favor of nothing changed, and they get another set of shots fired too. 28 against 36 right now. That was a bit of a brutal fight for them. So with that, we're now having 19,000 damage. Nova is currently sitting at 18k. Again, the damage output on Nova is not a problem. Her big problem is really, what are you going to do? Like, first of all, you lose obviously an amazing amount of wave clear. Look at the wave clear of every single hero in this game, and then look at Nova. It is non-existent. Pretty much what we're seeing from Malfurion in this game now too. But if you can kill the heroes, then you're absolutely fine. The problem is they only killed 2 so far. So they have to play around kill abilities. As a quest completion for Chromie with a little bit of good poke, they might be able to do something here. Precision strike again. Okay, Johanna comes in, and that's a kill. Nicely done. And there's also another one against DAB. Good job here. Feel the heat. They are coming in with kill after kill. And with the slows that we're now seeing against Dehaka, he's also biting the dust. That's a quick triple kill, and that opens up the bot lane completely. Nicely played here. Really well done. Feel the heat. They have so many slows right now, and they're capitalizing on them like there's no tomorrow. It was a fantastic setup, and we had immediately Blaze in the mid lane getting even more experience for them. That was absolutely fantastic right there. So now we have a double altar up. They're going also for another camp. Dehaka is back. They're not going to get 2 altars out of this, but they can still trade for 1, and they have a lead in experience now too. It helped them to open up the bottom of the map and get a bit of damage onto the fort, onto the altar. The bell tower. So far, so good. And let's see what else we're going to get from them here. If they gain momentum in the fights, they can really take them down. I mean, they have so many tools to control the opponent with Temporal Loop, with the slows, the Condemn, Twilight Dream now even. There's a lot, and there's another interrupt as Kirba comes in again. Blue team still needs to be careful. I mean, normally you will get this one, and they do, but you can't just always take it for a given, or you're going to get wrecked eventually. So now there's another shot fired. Can we get those in? No. Good defense here. Nicely done. Linked in trouble. Arrow connects. And Nova is down. Yep. Ghost is not reporting any longer. There's a temporal loop attempt, but that's a kill against Malfurion. Well played, well played. Nothing changed. Definitely not looking at the game and saying like, okay guys, we have a problem. Oh, nice dodge. Kolios with a fantastic dodge against the calamity damage that we could have seen there. Really well done by him. Yeah, definitely using the timeout here to his fullest extent to keep himself alive a little bit longer. Sport Billy is still sitting tight. Podibos already pushing through the bot lane. They want to get the bell tower obviously right now. But let's see. For the time being, it's 13 against 13, and so far they're fine. I mean, it's a slight advantage in kills again for nothing changed, but in experience, it's not a big problem. Nova! 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 Oh, what a sexy move! Kira, you sexy beast! He immediately saw what would happen. He knew exactly what Hanzo would do. And of course he jumps there. So he immediately goes for the ult in the spot. Not where Hanzo is, where he will be, and takes him down. What a sexy play. Crazy good kill here. And now they're going for another one. Yes, that's Morgana's dead. Get wrecked, Batman. The bat is down as well, but that was just a work of art here. Oh, look at that. The fast forward for the sandwich. Alright. Interesting. Don't see that too much. A little bit of a cooldown reduction, a little bit more mana sustain that they have. Kill against Blaze at the top lane. Dehaka gets the solo more or less. Hanzo didn't connect the arrow because it wasn't even needed anymore. But they get the bell tower, which is the more important part. An attempt to go for the boss apparently right now with X-ray channeling. And that could be successful. They are rotating in though. The problem is it's only 3 of them. But yeah, it's going to be an exchange. Yeah, so that looks good. So they get another 4 shots fired. We're looking at 27 to 20 right now. But with 8 kills against 7 and an experience lead for the red team, this game is not over by any means. I mean, come on guys, they're doing well here. Nova with the most damage in the game thus far. 30,000, competing with Chromie on 27 and Hanzo on 28. And they're trying to defend the bot lane. I've seen this movie before. DAB gets wrecked again. This time with the early jump, trying to get out, and Kieva's just saying like, no, screw you, I'm gonna kill you right now. Podipos is also on the menu. It's dinosaur time. They're gonna be extinct again if Kieva has his will. Yeah, there's the isolation, and they're gonna let it go. But damn, Nova is going for it right now. Kieva with a couple of insane plays here. If he gets one-on-one on Hanzo, that's pretty much a kill. And there's another one down here as Johanna and Chromie are getting another one too. What is happening here? Blake Kidney is down 16 on the board, 10 kills against 8. They are completely ripping them a new asshole here. Insane. That is getting crazy, ladies and gentlemen. That is getting absolutely crazy. Nicely done here. 16 versus 16 now. Triple altar on the map. 2 heroes still missing. 18 seconds left. Already Khaldor is setting up to defend the bot lane if needed again, but everybody else is just sitting around waiting for the altars and trying to get the lead here. They won game 3, and if they continue to play like they currently do, they might actually get game 3. It's getting a bit bonkers. Rhaegar hasn't picked the 16 yet. They're going to go for the channel at the bottom of the map. They're going to go for the channel up to the top. And now we have the shots fired. And that is 10 against 3. Thanks to the advantage in bell towers. Boom! 17 versus 17. Right here. Right here. And they're going to go straight in for it once more. The camp this time, that is. Kieva is sitting tight. Kieva wants the hits now. Kieva comes in, connects a shot. 2 stacks for him. Currently on position strike. Arrow hits 2. That was a good one. Blessed shield. The kill against Malfurion. And nothing changed. Moves in and says, like, not on my watch. Nice kill by Blakidney again. He's just saying, like, hey, if I have to be the one that pulls them down, that takes them apart, then I'm going to take that job. If Hanzo can't do it this game, I will. So they go in, they get the kills, and now they're going to get the bell tower at the bottom here. Nice attempt to sniff out Chromie. Didn't see her beforehand. So in this case, they were just trying to see if she was trying to escape through that shred. Not the case. And we are pretty much on an even playing field again. 10 kills against 10, 17 versus 17. And 3 bell towers against 3 bell towers right now. So with that, as with already, sitting tight. Okay, a bit more damage. Uh-oh, they went too far. They shouldn't have gone there. But they did, and now they die. Down goes Chromie, and down goes Johanna. They're starting to lose their cool. Big problem for them now. Double altar coming up next, but that was a really, really nice double kill for nothing changed. Easy peasy at that point. Quite unfortunate for the opponent. That was already the piercing sands right now, so even more cooldown reduction is now possible. But with the bell tower claimed at the bottom of the map, things are starting to spiral out of control for Feel the Heat. Quickly. Because all of this just happens together. That's an easy double altar that you get. That's 10 points off your core. That puts you down into the single digits because you still have 2 dead. That double kill against them was a massive problem. That was a little bit of a suicide move right there, and it didn't work out for them at all. Bam. There's 12, and that makes 7. Boom. Half a level to 20. Half a level to 20 right now. DAB already gets pinged back because they're saying, dude, if you are too far at the front and Nova is there, you might just die again. 2 stacks so far on the baseline. And here they come again. They need a kill. They need a team fight. They need it before 20. It's nearly a suicide mission, but I don't really know what else they can do here. Playing around 20. Wait for the next objective. Is that the winning move, really? They were looking for an opportunity and they didn't find it, so they moved back for now. But there's the 20 now. Contagion has been taken. Repulsion. The perfect agility this time. It's actually a nice move if you think about it. Because right now he has a little bit more mobility against Nova. And so far that was one of his problems. That even with the trade he had issues here. So with that, what else do we have? Are we going to get 20 in time? We'll find out. 42,000 damage against 38k. Up to the top. That's where Blaze is moving in. And there we go. Boss is back up, and that's 4 shots. That's 4 potential shots for whoever takes it. Blaze is pushing out the top lane the entire time and doing well with that too. Rhaegar hasn't fallen in this game yet, by the way. The only one that hasn't died. And they're at the bottom of the map again. That's the experience, though, that you need for level 20. Especially since they still have a couple of heroes in the middle of the map, and Blaze is one of them. Double altar. Double altar right now. You can survive one, but if you lose both, then it's lights out. And this is obviously a problem too. You have to take them. You have to take them down. You got 9 seconds for this pretty much, and they have enough power to do that. Ooh. Yeah, okay, there they go. Arrow misses. That's a big one. That's important. That was the important one. Blessed shield. And is that the kill? Yes, it is. It is the kill. There we have it. That might bring them back. 5 shots fired. Boom. There we go. 2 points on the core. Ancestral comes in, and they're trying to somehow survive. But that's a 5 versus 4 now. Ooh, the silence and the kill as DAB comes in from the side and connects the final shot, drops Malfurion, and it's a 4 versus 4 right now. The support gone, Khaldor's on the run, Chromie, precision strike, it's not enough damage. Kieva is still alive, but Chromie is about to fall. They're trying to go for Hanzo. DAB, Blaze is dead. Blaze is dead, and they're starting to chase down the gnome. Khaldor, if she was a real dragon, she could fly away now, but that's not the case. The gnome is dead. So now we're having 15 kills against 12. There's at least a counter kill as Nova gets one in, but Linked is jumping in once more with a bite and gets it done. The channel is ready. It's only a sole survivor for the red team. Only Johanna. Blessed Shield comes in. The kill against Rhaegar. Nicely done by Wit, but I don't think he can buy enough time. 15 seconds until we're having Malfurion back. Once again, Wit! And he goes down. And that is game. There is Li Ming, and that's the end of this series. Nothing changed with the 2-0 victory, as they don't go for the altar, but instead go for the boss all the way up at the top. Someone is a little bit in a trolley mood, I want to say. That would have been an easy kill, but they're riding here in style either way. Malfurion is not even making a play. They know that this is over. And that's that. Game in, as we're having the core explode, and that is the victory for Nothing Changed in the round of 8 against Feel the Heat at the HeroesHype Premier Series. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed the match and the commentary. The remaining time of the video has been added to protect against spoilers caused by the length of the video itself. But please keep in mind, though, that this does not only mean more work for me, but also has a negative impact on the popularity of the videos and the channel because of YouTube's algorithms. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd consider supporting the channel and help me to continue the daily esports coverage by clicking the join button below the video or supporting me through the Patreon page linked in the video description. Thanks a lot for the support, and see you guys next time.